Dr. Pawan Kotewa, Technical Officer in Traditional Medicine, WHO CRO, Dr. Zhang Qianzhang, Director and Party Secretary of the Guangxi Botanical Garden of Medicinal Plants, China, Dr. Harit Pakuni, Associate Professor, National Institute of Ayurveda, India, Honorable Speaker from ASEAN Member States, distinguished guests from Timor-Leste, and all conference participants, good morning.
ในนามของกรมการแพทย์แผนไทยและการแพทย์ทางเลือกกระทรวงสาธารณสุขประเทศไทยนะครับผมรู้สึกเป็นเกียรติอย่างยิ่งที่ได้รับการต้อนรับทุกท่านสู่เวทีการประชุมวิชาการอาเซียนด้านการแพทย์ดั้งเดิมและการแพทย์เสริมในครั้งนี้
On behalf of the Department of Thai Traditional and Alternative Medicines, Ministry of Public Health Thailand, I'm honored to welcome you to the ASEAN Conference on Traditional and Complementary Medicine.
การประชุมครั้งนี้นับว่าเป็นเวทีแห่งการแลกเปลี่ยนความรู้และประสบการณ์แนวปฏิบัติที่ดีที่สุดอันทรงค่าสำหรับประเทศอาเซียนนะครับโดยเฉพาะอย่างยิ่งในการแก้ไขปัญหาความท้าทายด้านสุขภาพที่สำคัญในภูมิภาคอาเซียนซึ่งนั่นก็คือโรคติดต่อเรื้อรังหรือที่เราเรียกกันว่า NCD.
This conference offers a valuable platform for ASEAN member states to exchange knowledge and best practices, especially in tackling one of our region's greatest health challenges, non-communicable disease or NCDs.
โรคติดต่อเรื้อรังนะครับอาทิโรคเบาหวานความดันโลหิตสูงโรคหัวใจและหลอดเลือดรวมถึงโรคมะเร็งยังคงส่งผลกระทบต่อประชาชนนับล้านนะครับและสร้างภาระอันหนักหน่วงต่อระบบสุขภาพของภูมิภาคอาเซียนประเทศไทยได้ตระหนักถึงความจำเป็นในความเร่งด่วนที่จะป้องกันและจัดการโรคเหล่านี้จึงให้ความสำคัญกับบทบาทของการพัฒนาการแพทย์แผนไทยให้มาเป็นส่วนหนึ่งในการแก้ไขปัญหาดังกล่าว
Diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and cancer continue to affect millions and strain our health system. In Thailand, we recognize the urgent need to prevent and manage NCDs. Thai traditional medicine play an important role in this effort.
ด้วยภูมิปัญญาที่สั่งสมแล้วก็สืบทอดมาอย่างยาวนานหลายศตวรรษนะครับการแพทย์แผนไทยมุ่งเน้นการส่งเสริมสุขภาพแบบรวมผ่านการปรับการปรับสมธาตุการบริโภคอาหารตามฤดูกาลการใช้ยาการออกกำลังกายตามท่าฤาษีดัดตนและก็การพฤติกรรมตามหลักธรรมนามัย
During one century of wisdom, Thai traditional medicine promotes holistic health through balancing the four body elements, seasonable diet, herbal remedy, residential exercise, and behavior adjustment guided by Thamanamai principles.
แนวทางการดูแลสุขภาพเหล่านี้ไม่เพียงแต่เป็นการป้องกันมีประสิทธิภาพในการป้องกันโรคแต่ก็ยังช่วยฟื้นฟูและยกระดับชีวิตของผู้ป่วยการบำบัดรักษาโรคเช่นการนวดไทยการประคบสมุนไพรและการใช้ตำรับยาแผนไทยซึ่งได้รับการเข้ากับการดูแลสุขภาพสมัยใหม่อย่างต่อเนื่องโดยได้รับการสนับสนุนจากโดยใช้หลักฐานการวิจัยและก็ผลการปฏิบัติที่เป็นรูปธรรม
This approach not only help prevent disease, but also support recovery and improve quality of life. Treatment like Nuat Thai massage, herbal compress, and traditional formula are increasingly integrated into mainstream care, supported by both research and practice.
เรามุ่งมั่นที่จะยกระดับและพัฒนาการแพทย์แผนไทยให้เป็นส่วนหนึ่งของระบบสุขภาพแห่งชาติพร้อมจะสร้างความร่วมมือระดับภูมิภาคเพื่อแบ่งปันนวัตกรรมงานวิจัยและก็นโยบายที่เป็นประโยชน์ร่วมกันผมขอเชิญชวนทุกท่านที่ผู้เข้าร่วมประชุมให้มีส่วนร่วมในการอภิปรายและก็ทำงานอย่างสร้างสรรค์ตลอดการประชุมในครั้งนี้
We are committed to investing Thai traditional medicine within our national health system and building regional partnership to share innovation, research and policy. I encourage all of you to actively engage in discussion and collaboration throughout this conference.
ในโอกาสนี้นะครับผมขอบพระคุณผู้จัดงานนะครับผู้เข้าร่วมการประชุมและก็ผู้รับประชุมทุกท่านที่ให้เกียรติในการมาร่วมงานในครั้งนี้บัดนี้ผมมีความยินดีที่จะประกาศการเปิดประชุมวิชาการด้านการแพทย์อาเซียนและการแพทย์เสริมอย่างเป็นทางการขอบพระคุณครับ
Thank you to the organizer and participants. I now declare the ASEAN Conference on Traditional and Complementary Medicine officially opened. Thank you.
Thank you.Thank
you, Mr. Somsak Wichai, for your insightful word. And we are honored to have welcome remark for His Excellency, We are honored to have the welcome remark for His Excellency San Luin, Deputy Secretary General of ASEAN for the ASEAN Socio-Cultural Community via video presentation. ช่วยเปิดวิดีโอได้ค่ะ
General of the Department of Thai Traditions and Alternative Medicines, distinguished representatives and delegates, a pleasant day to all of you. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the ASEAN Conference of Traditional and Complementary Medicines, focusing on non-communicable disease (NCDs). This conference is a significant milestone in our collective efforts to promote traditional and complementary medicines and its integration into healthcare systems. I would like to acknowledge the Department of Thai Traditional and Alternative Medicines, Ministries of Public Health Thailand, for their commitment in organizing this conference, which align with the ASEAN Health Cluster 3 Work Program 2021 to 2025. This conference demonstrates the region's commitment and collaborative efforts of ASEAN member states in promoting traditional and complementary medicines in the regions. Traditional and complementary medicine has been an integral part of our cultural heritage, with many ASEAN member states having a rich history of its development and used to enhance healthcare practices. Globally, the demand for traditional healthcare is growing significantly, and our region generally recognizes the benefits of integrating traditional and complementary medicines into healthcare systems. In response to these growing needs, ASEAN member states also shares a collective need to explore the applications of traditional and complementary medicines in preventing and managing non-communicable disease. However, there are challenges that come with it, such as ensuring safety and efficacy. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference aims to address these challenges and provide a platform for sharing knowledge, best practices, and experiences in integrating traditional medicine into healthcare. It brings together experts, researchers, and practitioners to share their knowledge and experiences and discuss notable research findings, best practices, and policy related to traditional medicines and non-communicable disease. I am confident that this conference will foster meaningful discussions, networking, and collaborations among ASEAN member states. Let us, as a region, work together to harness the potentials of traditional and complementary medicines and promote a more holistic approach to healthcare, explore new ways of integrating traditional and complementary medicine into our healthcare system, and build partnerships that can help us achieve our goal. On this note, I wish you all a productive and meaningful discussions. I look forward to the learning about the outcomes that will emerge from this important conference. I thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency, for that encouraging message. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have a special segment to show our gratitude to our distinguished speaker who will share their valuable knowledge for us today. So it's my great honor to invite Mr. Somsak Grichai, Deputy Director General, on stage to present the token of appreciation to our speaker. And now may I invite each of our speakers to join Mr. Somsak on stage one by one to receive the token of appreciation. First, please welcome Dr. Pawan Ramesh Gotewa from WHO. And next, we invite Dr. Zhang Zhanjiang from China. Following that, please welcome Dr. Harit Pakuni from India. And next we have Dr. Surakamet Mahasiri Mongkon from Thailand. Please welcome Dr. Huat Tiang from Cambodia. And next we invite Ms. Ripka Ivana Sebayang from Indonesia. Following that, please welcome Dr. Bunluen Duang Duan from Lao PDR. And next, we have Dr. Kan Fang Feng from Malaysia. Please welcome Dr. Susu Dewey from Myanmar. Next, we invite Dr. Ma Teresa Coinjo from Philippines. Following that, please welcome Professor Lim Chin Hui from Singapore. And next, we have Associate Professor Dr. Pawit Akaraserenon from Thailand. And finally, please welcome Ms. Tan Thi Quang Lin from Vietnam. Thank you, Dr. Mr. Somsak Grichai and all speakers. And please stay on stage for a good photo. Next, I would like to invite all executives of the TAM and also the speaker from ASEAN, China, India, and WHO on stage to take the good photo. Please on stage for group photo. Maybe
นี่ที่ว่างเต็มเลย
Also, I would like to invite our online attendee to be a part of this special moment. Please kindly turn on your camera now and remain active until the photo process is complete. We truly appreciate your participation. ไปเราไปนั่งในห้องกันหรอไปแล้วก็เดี๋ยวก้าวขึ้นเราให้ลุกอ้าวนี่มันทำให้เป็นตารางเราได้เกียรติบัตรถ้าแบบนี้เราไม่ได้เกียรติบัตร Thank you, Mr. Somsak Grichai to be the chair for today. And ladies and gentlemen, you may now return over to your seat. We will prepare our first keynote presentation. Please wait for a moment.
ไปเราไปเจรจาดูไป
เช็ค
Ladies and gentlemen, our first keynote presentation of the day is on WHO Traditional Medicine Strategy 2025-2034. We are privileged to have Dr. Pawan Kumar Godawa, Technical Officer in Traditional Medicine, Department of USC and Health System, WHO Zero, to share his expertise. Dr. Godawa holds a Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery, a Doctor of Medicine in Ayurveda, and PhD in Kaya Kititsa. Prior to his current role, he rose through the ranks from lecturer to professor at the National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur, where he also led a department for 9 years. With extensive research experience, Dr. Godawa has been a principal investigator in several projects and is the recipient of numerous awards, including the Mahavaratana Award and Ayush Awards of CCRAS 2017. He has contributed to the WHO International Standard Terminologies on Ayurveda and authored over 90 papers. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Pawan Kumar Godawa.
Namaste. Greetings from CRO, esteemed colleagues from ASEAN countries, distinguished speakers from the Southeast Asia region, and distinguished guests. It is indeed a great privilege and an honor to be amongst you to share some of the thoughts which have governed the horizon of traditional medicines since past few years, and it will guide the next decade. No issues. It is technical issues for technical officer is the mandate. It has to happen. It is a pleasure to see Dr. Pavit. So it settles lots of nerves when you have such a good and calm person amidst you. Most of you are accomplished people and you know of what is happening in the arena of traditional medicine. Global strategy has dominated the scene. For the past 2-3 years, we have been working on this. So I will just take you quickly through what is happening, what has happened in recent past, what is happening right now, and in a near future, what we will see. So bear with me on a journey of traditional medicine, global strategy. So the structure of WHO Traditional Medicine Strategy 2025-2034, it's governed by a vision, then there are certain goals, there are guiding principles, 9 guiding principles, then there are objectives 1, 2, 3, 4, very important objectives. Then there are, each objective has got 2 strategic direction, and then actions by at least 3 different stakeholders. One of the important stakeholder is the member state. So outline of the strategy, guideline principle, guiding principles, very quickly, the 9 guiding principles, we all know that. But one of the most important, it starts with that, is evidence-based. We all stumble on that part. It comes evidence-based, what is evidence and all that. We will be hearing from all the other esteemed speakers how to look at evidence, whether evidence-based practice or practice-based evidence. We'll come to that. Then there is holism and health, sustainability and biodiversity, right to health, indigenous people's rights. This has come in as a very big force in this time in the strategy. Culture and health should be people-centered. Integrated health services, another very, very important term which has come into play. Health equity, it was always there. The strategic objectives and directions, again, we will go into the details also later on. It is evidence-based, very quickly as a title, then regulatory mechanism, integration in health system, and cross-sector collaboration. So very quick to only 4 things, 4 major pillars. One is evidence, one is regulations, integration, and cross-sector collaboration. So roadmap, what has happened over the years? In May 2023, WHA 76, it started in 23, when there were 2 years left that strategy will lapse. So then the framing and drafting started in June 2023. In November 2023, there was an expert meeting, WHO level. Then April, May 2024, various stakeholder meetings happened, and the addition of indigenous consultation. Then in February 2025, in Executive Board 156 meeting, another very important step. But before that, June, August 2024, we had 6 regional consultations, and written inputs were taken from the member states. Then August, September 2024, 2 global consultations happened with written inputs. Then February 2025, we had EB 156 meeting. March 2025, regional consultations, again written inputs. Thailand is a very major partner in this activities. 10th and 19th March 2025, 2 global consultations again happened. And then May 2025, World Health Assembly, the 78th edition, ratified this global strategy with certain riders. So summary of the so many activities since April 24 to March 25. What has happened? So online global consultations, we received 822 comments from all the member states, and supporting documents were 22. Afro countries gave 97. Track changes 159. Very meticulously the global document was checked word by word, line by line, and inputs were given by all the member states from these 6 regions. AMRO and PAHO 71 comments, Euro gave 61 comments with 23 track changes. CRO gave 16 very major comments. Then Wipro had combined para items and sentences. Indigenous Peoples Representative gave 36 comments, specifically leading to the inputs for indigenous peoples inclusion in the strategy. And World Intellectual Property Organization, another very important development which has happened after 2 decades, 20 years of give and take on discussions. Now the traditional medicine traditional knowledge has been accepted in the WIPO in last year, May 2024. So some 1235 comments, 515 track changes, and there are 25 supporting documents for those changes, why those were needed. So main concerns and what happened were, very quickly I will take you to that. For the first pillar, evidence and highest scientific standards. It is such an important thing that every country focuses on this. So we are concerned by the lack of categorization of different TCIM practices or clear references to standardized methods for assessing effectiveness. This was a concern raised by member countries. Different standards or different approaches or methods that can be applied to TCM. So we make a firm plea to have the same approach. So there are different kinds of policies, different kinds of perspective to look at the evidence pyramid. And from traditional medicine point of view, there are votaries who say that there should be different standards for counting evidence for traditional medicine. But this was the take from major member countries that no, the evidence should be same. So the principal evidence based, what as the decisions for the use of TCIM should be based on the best available evidence of safety and effectiveness from research and practices. As with all health sciences, traditional medicine should incorporate the highest scientific standards by employing rigorous and robust research methods. So we have come back to that. These principles are agnostic to which discipline the interventions come from and focus on benefits to people's health and well-being based on the most stringent standards of science. So for that first pillar, this is the consensus. Concerns on WHO TM clinical trial registry platform was also raised. Evidence generation and clinical trials apply regardless of origin of intervention in question. We fail to understand the recommendation to explore innovative approaches for research. So, point 7, encourage member states to register TCIM trials in WHO's International TM Clinical Trial Registry and other WHO recognized clinical trial registries. This is one small addition to that. Innovative research refers to complexity science, systems biology, big data and real world data approaches, as well as interdisciplinary collaboration and digital technologies, electronic health records, mobile health solutions, telehealth services and artificial intelligence. So new additions, new science, newer things are also incorporated in the strategy. Second pillar, that stringent appropriate regulatory mechanism. We highly appreciate the clear assurance from Secretariat that TCIM needs to meet the same goals and standards as conventional medicine. Therefore, we have a responsibility towards patients as member states and as WHO to make sure that the same standards are applied as they are to regular medicine. So the SO2 rationale, the highest standard of science and stringent regulatory provisions as appropriate. Again, this word very important because perspectives change. Different countries see the regulations very differently. So appropriate to the national requirements should apply for TCIM products and services used for medical purposes to ensure the safety, quality and effectiveness in clinical settings. Third, the risk-based approach. We share the same concerns on mitigating possible risks of traditional medicine. We propose to add, take into account the benefit-risk balance. So what has happened to that is a risk-based regulatory approach is well suited to TCIM, tailoring regulatory requirements. Actions for member states, consider an evaluation of TCIM products utilizing a risk-based approach. These sentences, this phrase is added to that. Actions for partners and stakeholders, industry and practitioners should cooperate and participate in monitoring and surveillance systems for risk management of TCIM products. So scope of TCIM, this is very interesting and important thing. This has happened this for the first time. The draft strategy presents for the first time a WHO definition of integrative medicine. as an interdisciplinary and evidence-based approach to health and well-being by using a combination of biomedical and traditional and or complementary medical knowledge, skills and practices. Very important addition. So this TCM now has got an I inserted into it. So it is now TCIM. The draft strategy also refines the scope of traditional medicine and complementary medicine in the introduction to prevent misinformation, disinformation and malinformation while ensuring an evidence-based approach to TCIM. So combating misinformation and health literacy. So key role for health literacy, misinformation could be addressed in one of the action points or recommendations. So there are so many different actions. There are disclaimers, principle of do no harm. Then there are actions for partners and stakeholders, ethical advertising, misleading or unsubstantial claims to be avoided. Action for member states, benefits and risks should be highlighted, both benefits as well as risks. Generally, we tend to gloss over the benefits and avoid the risks what are there in the traditional medicine. Action for member states again, highlight the importance of evidence-based health literacy and critical life-saving biomedical care. When to seek biomedical care. National context and preference, as always, has been the cornerstone of strategies. So implementation in accordance with national context. It is very, very important. It is in the Director General's report to the Executive Board, but not in the strategy itself. So it was such, every member state has read that document so carefully that it is there in the letter by the Director General, but not in the strategy itself. So bring that in the strategy also. So we need comparative trials to avoid delay of standard care. So in the introduction, the draft strategy aims to support member state in designing and implementing national strategic plans in accordance with their national capacities, priorities, relevant legislation, culture, as well as circumstances. So all countries differ in their perspective. Introduction says the strategy is not intended to imply preference of TCIM practice over biomedical practice. It was a concern for some countries that you are highlighting only TCIM, leaving alone biomedicine. So it has gone back to that, but to harness its evidence-based contribution to health and well-being. Restating safe and evidence-based integration, again very important pillar, integration. So when suggesting to integrate TCM practices into healthcare systems, there should always be labeled as safe and effective. Another very important collaborator of integration, but it should be safe and effective. Before considering integration of traditional and complementary medicine into health and care services, the evidence must be sound. So again, first pillar, that evidence. So strategic objective says integrate safe and effective TCIM into health systems. Direction 3.1 gives incorporate safe and effective TCIM services into national and local health related frameworks and policies. Direction 3.2 gives facilitate the integration of again the term safe and effective TCIM services across the care continuum and the life course. So I hope you are getting the big picture that safe and effective everywhere. Whenever TCIM is used, the adjective safe and effective. So indigenous peoples, right? This is again for the first time it has come into the strategy. The very tagline of the strategy itself says that now this is for indigenous people's rights also. The following elements are essential to harmonize the strategy, defining the rights of indigenous people to their medicine and positioning their practitioners. The actions pursuant to this draft strategy need to respect the rights of indigenous people. This has come from the member states, and the principle of indigenous people's rights says indigenous peoples have the right to their traditional medicines and to maintain their health practices. The resolution is there. This draft strategy recognizes the role of indigenous traditional medicine and the need to uphold the autonomy and rights of indigenous people through appropriate legislation, funding, and fair engagement within their member states' national context. Again, And it is informed by the UN Declaration on Rights of Indigenous People, UNDRIP, very important declaration, and are committed to achieving the end set forth therein, considering member states' national context and priorities and the limitations according to UNDRIP. So it is a very important addition to the strategy. Traditional medicine, medical knowledge. In relation to concerns raised by indigenous peoples groups and holders of traditional knowledge, the draft strategy advocates for TCIM products that are sustainably produced and supplied, as well as ensuring the protection of and access to traditional medical knowledge and or associated genetic resources. This approach should be informed as applicable and appropriate by the Convention on Biological Diversity, the Nagoya Protocol on Access and Benefit Sharing, the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, and the World Intellectual Property Organization's Treaty. So many different guidelines, frameworks, and within that, the indigenous people's rights have been incorporated in the strategy. Endangered species and biodiversity, that has also come into the strategy as a mainstream thing. Sustainability and biodiversity. Healthcare should consciously support environmental sustainability and biodiversity. TCIM is rooted in natural resources, traditional medical knowledge, culture and history. It should contribute to safeguarding the biodiversity by promoting sustainable TCIM practices and aligning with One Health principles. Very important. And for this, action for member states under Strategic Direction 2.1, it says enforce relevant restrictions on the use of endangered species and wider biodiversity for medicinal products. This is a very important thing. There is a strategic direction given to the member states. So summary of what WHO 78 session did on the traditional medicine. What happened there? So key themes of the discussions were broad support across the regions, 47 member states, 4 NGOs, total 51 gave their interventions, cultural heritage and health systems, scientific rigor and evidence-based integration, these were the main thrust areas, regulatory frameworks and quality assurance, indigenous rights and benefit sharing, innovation and collaboration, that is ethical use of digital technology was one important point, resource mobilization and technical assistance asked from WHO. So regional highlights, Afro focused on integration, policy gaps, safety, main countries, member states who gave the interventions, Zimbabwe, Namibia and South Africa. AMRO, again indigenous rights and sustainable use. Euro, scientific integrity, again it hammered the point that the integrity should be maintained, and again evidence, safety and efficacy. Regulations, Poland and Netherlands led the discussions. Herbal practices, capacity building led by Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Iran from AMRO. CRO spoke, again very interesting point, that Thailand led the One Voice, regional One Voice paper. It was very beautiful paper, and I had met some of the people who were responsible for drafting that interesting, very beautiful paper. One pager, that One Voice. So CRO spoke in One Voice, led by Thailand, and India also spoke on some of the aspects of heritage, research and innovation. Then Wipro had TMK documentation, preservation and collaboration as their main themes, with Micronesia and Samoa leading the interventions. WHO Secretariat response was, it acknowledged widespread support and diverse challenges and committed to provide technical assistance, capacity building, guidance on integration and regulation. So now starts the next phase on these important things. Decisions and next steps, the Assembly formally approved the strategy without objection, and WHO will support implementation and provide updates for the midterm review in 2030 and final evaluation in 2034. So there were so many different side events, like China held a very important side event which says improving universal health coverage through the implementation of WHO traditional medicine strategy. So already the roadmaps and how to implement the strategy has started. It's such an important thing. Co-hosts were Malaysia, Nepal, Saudi Arabia and Seychelles, and panel discussion brought forward technical and country level experiences from across the WHO regions. So these things matter, and as soon as the strategy is now rolled out, now its roadmap and how to implement at grassroots levels have to be thought of, and it has already been started. Models of integration, quality assurance of herbal products, cross-regional knowledge exchange, and the importance of scientific rigor and mutual respect across knowledge systems. Such an important key points. Each point deserves separate sessions to thought and how to roll out the strategy. These are some of the snapshots of what has happened over that panel discussion. Then there was another very important side event led by India. It was titled WHO Traditional Medicine Strategy 2534, from traditional heritage to frontier science, health for all. So it was hosted by Permanent Mission of India in Geneva, and co-host were 31 member states of the Group of Friends of Traditional Medicine, GFTM. Another interesting development which has happened there. There is non-governmental agencies and Group of Friends. So it is a vibrant platform, featured dedicated sessions on country presentations, offering valuable insights into the implementation, how that strategy should be implemented. Then there were question answer sessions, and this led to global momentum. So the way forward, outline very quickly the outline of new traditional medicine strategy which has been now ratified. So again, coming back to that vision, universal access to safe, effective and people-centered TCIM. Now that TCIM for the health and well-being of all. This is the vision, this is the goal, to maximize the contribution of TCIM to the highest attainable standard of health and well-being of individuals in societies. Again, the same 9 guiding principles, 4 strategic objectives and 8 strategic directions. Very quickly I have tried to sum up in one slide. Strategic objective 1, optimize the cross-sector value. Strategic objective 2, strengthen the evidence. Objective 3 is support the provision of quality and safe TCIM through appropriate regulatory mechanism. And objective 4 is integrate TCIM into health systems. Then direction, include TCIM in cross-sector policies and action plans. Direction 1.2 is inclusive approaches. Then direction 2.1 is facilitate high quality TCIM research through resource allocation. And then explore the most appropriate research approach. Then provide 3.1 is provide appropriate regulatory mechanisms for TCIM products. And then 3.2 is provide appropriate regulatory mechanisms for practices and practitioners. 4.1 says health related framework and policies, and 4.2 says facilitate the integration of safe and effective TCIM. So 4 objectives, 8 directions. So easy to recapitulate again, but when we reframe it, it is evidence based, regulatory, integration and cross sector collaboration. So just to take an example, that TCIM products and practices and practitioners, when we classify that, it is easy to understand. Framework and policies, care continuum and life course, policies and action and benefit sharing. These are the details. I will not go into the details. If you want, we can share. This is what is in the strategy. These slides will be shared, I suppose. Minjama, will these be shared to all? So you can go through that minutely, and strategy is also available. So I just wanted to give you this framework. This is easy to understand. We can have in front of us for the next 10 years, we have to work on this. So we will have to lay down that grassroots level roadmap. These are the tools, these are the words actually in the strategy. 4 strategic objectives. So this is objective 1, objective 2, objective 3 and and objective 4 with their what is meant for action for member states, action for partners and stakeholders, and what is expected of WHO Secretariat. Everything is laid down there. So we have to just walk that talk for the next few years to actually lay down the red carpet for traditional medicine. Acknowledgements, this is all from the member states. For past 2-3 years, we have been hammering, we have been troubling Dr. Pavit also, Anjali, everyone are partners. In Thailand, we have had 2 or 3 meetings on just the strategy for past 2-3 years. So member states world over, especially CR, I am thankful to them. TCIM team at headquarters led by Dr. Kim, WHO HQ Geneva. Then there is an interesting development in past few years. The Global Traditional Medicine Center at Jamnagar is leading the evidence platform very nicely. Dr. Geeta Krishnan, Dr. Shama Kuruvila, and all the member states of CR. I thank everyone. I hope I have given a bird's eye view. We can go back to the each nitty-gritties if the time permits, but I would like to more for discussion part. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Pawan, for your comprehensive overview of the global traditional medicine strategy. Thank you. And for the next session, we will have the presentation on the current research trend in Ayurveda for non-communicable disease by Associate Professor Dr. Haris Pakuni from National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur, India. Dr. Haris Pakuni is an accomplished Ayurvedic practitioner and academician. He holds a Doctor of Medicine in Kaya Chikitsa from Ayurveda and Unani Tibia College, New Delhi, and PhD from the SRRAU, Jaipur. He has been an assistant professor in the postgraduate department of Kaya Chikitsa at the National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur since 2011, and also served as the Deputy Medical Superintendent of NIA Hospital. Dr. Pakuni has over 17 years of teaching experience and a strong research background, having guided numerous postgraduate scholars. His work is published in many peer-reviewed international Ayurvedic medical journals, and he has received awards such as the Jigwaka Award and Ayush Gaurav Award. Please welcome Associate Professor Dr. Haris Pakuni.
A very good morning to all. First of all, thank you very much for giving me opportunity to share what is happening in the research in India. And the basic perspective of the traditional medicine, especially there are many system of traditional practices in India. And being I'm from the department from Ayurveda side, so we will be more focused what the Ayurveda is currently doing on that part. And especially I'll mention in the previous talk, Professor Pawan has emphasized on certain things. I'll also focus on those areas, especially what we are doing. There are certain domain in which the Ayurveda system of medicine is presently dealing, especially in terms of the healthcare and also in the part of research and the future goals also. And especially in that term, I will special mention I'll give to the integrative medicine, because now it's the high time for the integration, because we are witnessing many of the life-threatening lifestyle diseases, especially non-communicable diseases, chronic non-communicable diseases. And presently in India, we are also dealing with these things like chronic kidney diseases, chronic liver diseases, autoimmune hypothyroidism, and many of the autoimmune conditions, and which are really very challenging, and the patient suffers a lot for a longer duration. So it is in better prospect for the future management and the good health of the individual for the integration in a safe and effective manner. And we are on the way and verse on this particular part, and we have initiated our things also on this particular zone, sir. And important things are, first of all, to understand what are our strengths, at what point we have to entertain the patient, and what point we have to take help from our conventional medicine side, and integration with the modern knowledge and the existing knowledge, the traditional medicine knowledge, and how scientific it is. So it is a need not only for the evidence-based medicine, but to also see the facts that what are the basics of the principles that has been led in our system, which is previously written down, and how scientific they are and how practical they are nowadays. If something is non-practical, it should be omitted, and if something is very, very important, that has to be kept, and there must be a need for the future research prospects on that part. So not only creating evidences, but it is also very essential, the fundamentals that we have in our texts or in our scriptures, that has to be re-evaluated and to understand in the real sense nowadays it is how important they are and how significant they are for the patient care. Exploring herbal medicines, there are many of the herbal medicine not only in India but cross-world in Thailand, what they are doing, what are their uses, and because we got to know last day that there are certain medication which are indicated quite differently in our India, and in Thai traditional medicine they are used in certain other diseases. So that should also be explored. So it is only possible when we have in cross, as sir said, knowledge transfer and other things, so that we can understand, and we let down the researches on that part. And the important thing is the personalized medicine, and we basically deal with this. Ayurveda has an multiple specialty, Purusham Purushasya Viksha, there is a verse. There should be an individual approach, because an individual has, many of individual can have the same disease, but every individual doesn't have the same body constitution, same body type, same mental build. So the treatment should be, your research protocol should be personal based, and you can set a group of individual having same sort of what I say, characteristics, and then only you can frame the result. That might be we can have a better outlook of the disease. Coming to what we are doing, I am just quoting some of the researches that has been taken earlier, and some in which some I am also part of. This is one study, effectiveness and safety of Ayurvedic medicines in type 2 diabetes mellitus, a systemic review and meta-analysis. So what they have done, they have seen out of 32,519 identified from the searches, 219 articles were included in the systemic review, representing 199 RCTs, 21,191 participants in 98 Ayurvedic formulations. It is a meta-analysis. Overall, in the study reviews, the methodology was not adequately reported, resulting in poorer methodological quality scoring. But what they found, glycosylated hemoglobin was reducing using Agile marmolus and Boswellia serrata. Similarly, fasting blood glucose was reduced by 4 to 56 milligram per deciliter for a range of Ayurvedic medicines. Very few studies assessed health-related quality life. Adverse event was not reported in many studies, and if reported, these were mostly none to mild and predominantly related to gastrointestinal tract. The current evidence suggests the benefit of the range of Ayurvedic medicine in improving glycemic control in type 2 diabetes mellitus patients. And also, with my experience, I also deal with the diabetes. There is an important need when a patient is labeled as diabetes. Initially, it is the lifestyle diseases, and there is need for the initial intervention. So, in National Institute of Ayurveda, right now we are focusing on a new horizon, that is disease reversal program. Suppose the patient is having obesity, patient is having type 2 diabetes, patient who is having any other lifestyle diseases, we have certain plan for the patient as per the patient need, as per the patient constitution, and accordingly we give not only the herbal medication, we have certain biopurification method. As you know, it is panchakarma, and we plan accordingly, and accordingly we see the result. Now we are on that line. We have just started and initiated this particular initiative in our institute. Now this one is a case study. The effect of Ayurvedic intervention in non-alcoholic grade 2 fatty liver associated with obesity. This is evidence in which I was in part also. As you can see, it is a male patient with BMI 32.2 and weighing 90 kg along with the complaint with the pain abdomen and other things. So when we done the ultrasonography of the individual, then we found the patient is diagnosed with the type 2 non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and which Ayurveda has a certain other view, which is called liver rog, or which is basically non-communicable sort of disease. Now you can see, once we started the treatment, before treatment, you can see the sonography. There is lot of fast streak seen in that, and the second one is the after treatment. So you can see the difference in the sonography of the individual. So liver is bright and echogenic, and the portal venous radicals echogenicity is also lost. After 2 months, there is complete remission of the lesion in the liver parenchyma. In addition, intrahepatic biliary radicals and portal vein radicals showed no abnormality after 2 months of the treatment. Now you can see, especially if you see the LFT and other parameters, you can see the parameters like AST and ALT, they reduce down. You can see the marked difference in the fasting blood glucose, total cholesterol, which reduced down to 75, and also the cholesterol from 255 to 191 within range. LDL is also reduced. Triglyceride, although you can see the treatment that we have given to the individual is a type. It is grade 2 fatty liver, but we have other things. So these are the treatment that we have given to the individual. These are classical Ayurvedic formulation that we have given, and how it has been given, you can see all the medications are given, only herbal medication, no biopurification and such things are done. Presently now we are going with that holistic approach also. This is one of the other study, effect of Ayurvedic intervention in integrated management of essential hypertension, a retrospective observational study in which many of the studies that has been done, these are sought. So you can see integration of, with National Program of Prevention and Control of Cancer, Diabetes, CAD and Stroke has been implemented since 2015 in 3 Indian districts, Bhilwara, Gaya, Surendranagar, Gujarat. It is done by the Central Council of Research in Ayurveda and Siddha. What are the objectives? To evaluate the effect of Ayurveda medications, lifestyle modification and yoga in integration with standard care on the management of essential hypertension. Standard care whatsoever, and along with we have. So you can see in there are 2 groups. In one group which receive Ayurvedic interventions along with yoga and lifestyle modification along with the standard care, and the second one was the group who received Ayurvedic medication, and first one with the modern medication specially designed for the management of essential hypertension. So results, this is the data of 1938 participants were analyzed. Both systolic and diastolic blood pressure showed statistically significant reductions in 6 months in both groups. Reduction in conventional drug doses, Group 1 33% and Group 2 30% almost, and discontinuation of conventional medication 15% in Group 1 and 35% in Group B. So the integration of Ayurveda medication, lifestyle modification and yoga with standard care is effective in controlling both systolic and diastolic blood pressure in essential hypertension Furthermore, it supports significant reduction and discontinuation of conventional antihypertensive drugs, especially in integrative Ayurveda group. So now in India, there is a Center of Integrative Medicine and Research in All India Institute of Medical Sciences has started it, and they are working on, especially on integration of the Ayurveda, Yoga and Ayush system along with the standard care to have a better quality of life of the individual. And as you know, we are dealing with so many comorbid and comorbid mortality conditions, so this is the need of our, and we are working on it. Especially if I am sharing my experiences, right now I'm working on chronic kidney disease, CKD, and especially with the diabetic nephropathy being a part of the medicine. I deal a lot with diabetes and its complications. Nowadays we are integrating in our institution, National Institute of Ayurveda, in the complications of the diabetes, especially CKD, and along with the standard care, we advise some of the medication which are safe and effective, which has been already tested by various researchers. And what we are witnessing right now, next time whenever I will be there in any forum, I will share the data that what we are doing right now. So what are our goals? Primary goals is to minimize the dialysis of the individual first of all, to have a better blood pressure control, to reduce down the duration, or might be to prevent the renal transplant of the individual concerned by just giving the standard care. Now coming to the next one is systemic review and meta-analysis of Ayurvedic herbal preparation in hypercholesteremia. So in 32 studies, 1,386 participants are found, and you can see there are medication like garlic, Allium sativum, Comifera mucul, and Nigella sativa, black cumin in hypercholesteremia. So if you see what are the conclusion of the result, there is moderate to high level of evidences for randomized control trial that the Ayurvedic herbs Guglu, that is Comifera mucul, garlic and black cumin is moderately effective for reducing hypercholesteremia. In addition, minimum evidences was found for any side effect associated with these herbs, posting them as a safe adjuvant to the conventional treatment. One other study, that effect of Ayurveda-based dietary modification and Panchakarma therapy in plaque stabilization patient with coronary artery disease, a prospective study. This study was designed to evaluate the effect of Ayurveda-based diet kit on component of atheroma plaque, calcified and soft plaque individually. This is the methodology that you can see. So out of 280 known CAD patients, 246 patients completed the study. The mean weight and body mass index significantly decreased post-study intervention. The mean total cholesterol, mean serum triglyceride and mean LDL was noted to be significantly and substantially lowered. The fibrotic plaque volume, the fibrofatty plaque volume and the overall soft plaque volume were also significantly lowered. The total mean atheroma volume baseline, you can see it is reduced down, was found to be significantly lowered. So this study provided an objective word evidence of the effect of Ayurveda based diet and assessed by currently available high-end diagnostic tools. So these are some of the examples that the studies, and one integrative vision in cancer research, prevention and therapy. So integrative vision demands a group of the ignited mind which have transcultural prospects, openness to learn and unfamiliar sources. And today, this is a serious attempt in India to synergize the domain of the pluralistic healthcare. Now, so you can see low hanging fruits in Ayurveda which can be rapidly translated into practices that may make India as a leadership role in integrative cancer research, prevention and management. And we are also glad to inform you that we have a cancer care unit in our institute which basically dealing with the supportive role with the conventional medicine and just helping the patient, especially for the chemotoxicity part, and also the improving quality of life of the individual by supporting or giving certain medication and herbs. So these are the research challenges that we are facing right now: standardization of Ayurvedic formulations, those specific patient stratification missing in many trials, because as I said, there is need for personalized medicine, placebo or control complexity due to multi-modal therapy, limited funding and publication platforms, and bridging classical and modern terminologies remain a challenge. Though WHO has already given various terminologies to the Ayurvedic terms, and so those has to be seen also. So what is the way forward, how to see it? Build evidence-based practices model rooted in Ayurveda, and as Pawan sir has already talked a lot about it. We are also working on that part. Develop disease-specific clinical trial like diabetes, CKD, hypertension, because in each domain there are various characteristics. A patient may have CKD due to chronic hypertension, he may have due to chronic diabetes, he may have that because of any IG nephropathy. In all the scenarios, the pathology is not same. So whenever we are treating a treatment plan, so diabetic nephropathy, hypertensive nephropathy, and IgE nephropathy, the treatment approach should be different, and along with we have to classify our research protocol. Encourage your young researchers for PhD, MD, and other clinical trials. Strengthen global collaboration with like in Thailand and in our country. Promote digital tools for data collection and telemedicine in Ayurveda. Thank you very much. That's what we are doing right now. The takeaway message to integrate, to generate evidence, and for the personalized medicine, there must be an special research tool for that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Harith, for your insightful presentation. May I open the floor if any question? Are there any questions from the floor? Okay, I see none, right? So maybe we will now take a short refreshment break. After this session, it may be about 15 minutes break. So maybe we should come back at 10:40. Maybe we go back at 10:40. Okay. Ladies and we will begin shortly. Please proceed to your seat. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Our next session will be traditional medicinal resource of China and their role in disease prevention and treatment by Dr. Jiang Zhang. Please, I would like to invite Dr. Zhang on stage. Dr. Zhang is the director of the party secretary of Guangxi Botanical Garden of Medicinal Plant, a distinguished botanist with PhD in botany. He also directs the Guangxi Key Laboratory of Medicinal Resource Protection and Genetic Improvement and the National Engineering Research Center for Southwest Endangered Medicinal Resource Development. Dr. Zhang had dedicated his career to the conservation and sustainable use of medicinal plants. He has successfully led 19 research projects, hold 8 patents, and has published over 20 SCI and core journals. His contributions have earned him numerous awards, including the 2023 China Ethnic Medicine Association Science and Technology Progress Award. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Jiang Zhang.
感谢主持人的介绍啊。
Thanks for your kind introduction about me.
也非常感谢我们这个大会组委会的邀请，让我有机会在这里给大家交流一下我们中医药相关的内容。
And it is my sincere thanks to all of you to give me this opportunity to stand here to share with you something about our TCM and experience.
我今天讲的内容呢，主要是介绍一下我们中药资源的情况和一些在防病治病当中的一些应用的情况。
My topic today is medicinal resources in China and its prevention about the diseases in China, the status.
一提到中医药，可能咱们在座的各位专家脑海里面总有一些图像。
When I said this topic, TCM, I guess you may have some reflection and some pictures in your mind.
比如说像上面那个图是我们中国比较用的比较多的，就是阴阳图。
In the first slide of my presentation, the symbol on the top is the yin yang symbol of our TCM.
它是我们中医的发展的一个理论基础的一个内涵。
And it is also a connotation to describe the TCM development.
下面这两个图，我们在泰国这个展区我们也看到了，一个是我们的常用的一个拔罐，一个是我们的针灸。
The two pictures, cupping and acupuncture, I saw in the exhibition yesterday. Also in Thailand, you have this cupping and acupuncture.
今天呢，我就从4个方面给大家简单的介绍一下我们中医药相关的情况。
I will divide my presentation into 4 parts.
第一个就是关于中医药的相关的文化背景。
First part is something about the cultural background of the TCM in China.
我们中医药的基本的理念是一个阴阳五行的一个学说。
The basic principle of the TCM is the yin yang theory and the 5 elementary elements.
它既是一个古老的医学，也是古老的哲学。
It is not only an ancient medical thought, but also a philosophy in ancient China.
它坚持的理念是我们天人合一，也就是人作为自然界的一个组成部分，对于自然规律的遵循和维护是非常重要的。它追求的是一种平衡理念。
We pursued a balance between the human and the nature and the unity of the human and the heaven.
如果平衡做得好，人就不容易生病；如果打破了这个平衡，人就会生病。
A human will be maintained healthy if everything is in balance. But if the balance is broken, people will get ill or get sick.
我们的中医师在治病的时候也遵循的是这个理念，就是尽最大的努力让这个平衡能够维持住，才能够治好疾病。
To striking the balance between yin and yang, between the human and the nature, is what the TCM practitioners always do when they are working.
另外就是我们还有比较有经典的著作来传世，比如说像《黄帝内经》啊、《伤寒杂病论》、《本草纲目》这些著作，都在国外也有很多的流传。
And this, I list the 3 classic works about the TCM theory, which were very popular often in overseas. For example, the Huangdi Neijing Yellow Emperor Canon and the Treaty for the Cold Disease.
另外，我们中医药呢传承也是比较悠久的啊，几千年的中医药文化的传承，有很多的名医大家一直沿承了这个理念进行传承，比如说比较有名的扁鹊、华佗、张仲景等等。
As we all know, traditional Chinese medicine has a long history, about more than 2,000 years. And during this history, we have many famous physicians in this history. For example, the 扁鹊、华佗 and Zhang Zhongjing.
另外，我们中医药还有一些比较公认的一些图腾，比如说我们的葫芦啊，就在中国就意思是悬壶济世的意思。另外还有一些阴阳鱼啊，包括代表长寿的灵芝，这都是在我们中医药比较有影响的一些图腾。
And the 3 pictures I list on this slide, the goddess and Lingzhi, also yin yang fish, also some well-known totem about the TCM.
另外，我们中医药经过几千年的发展，也形成了比较稳定的这个诊疗技术和方法。比如说，我们的药剂上面也有很多的类型。
After several decades or several years, 100 years of development, TCM has formed its own systems.
比如说上面的一排图，主要是我们的中药制剂里面有几种，比如说我们常用的汤药，后来又发展成有丸剂、有膏剂，还有粉剂等等。
On the first row of this slide, it's several types of the TCM medicine we use. For example, the prescriptions, the pills, and the ointments.
下面这一排图片是我们一些传统的诊疗技法。在咱们泰国这个展区里面，我也看到了有很多类似的，比如说我们的针灸、推拿、拔罐，还有药浴等等。
The second row in this slide, when it shows some technique method, for example, the acupuncture, the cupping, and medicine bath, which I saw yesterday in the exhibition center.
另外呢，我们中国是一个多民族的国家，各少数民族也有自己的民族医药。
China is a nation with several ethnic minority groups, and for each minority groups, they have their own ethnic medicines.
比如说我们的藏族的藏医药和蒙古族的蒙医药，还有一些苗药。
For example, those 4 medicines are used by the Tibetan areas and for the Miao minority and the Zhuang minority groups.
还有傣族的傣药，我们壮族的壮药和瑶药等等。
Also some Dai, Yao, Zhuang ethnic minority groups in China.
这些民族医药和我们中医药形成了一个比较大的融合体，保证了我们中国人民的安全健康。
Those ethnic minority medicines together with the TCM medicines together safeguard the health of the Chinese people.
第3个方面就是中医药的发展，这些年来也得到我们中国政府的大力支持。不但出台了中医药法，而且还围绕着健康中国出台了这个规划方法。
In recent years, the Chinese government has attached great importance to the development of TCM, and we launched several laws and policies to support the development of TCM. For example, the Chinese laws on the TCM, and we also targeting the Health China 2030. We also have some policies to support.
我们政府提的理念也是振兴中医药发展，做到传承和创新。
What our government emphasizes is to revitalize the development of TCM and to also attach great importance to the inheritance and innovation of the development.
这一部分就是我们简单的介绍一下中药的一些文化的一些背景情况，给大家有所了解。
This is the first part I would like to share with you.
第2部分呢，给大家介绍一下我们中药资源的一些情况。因为这个我们中药资源呢，经过了近10年的调查研究，在2024年的时候，我们中国工程院的院士黄鲁奇院士，他的团队出版了一本书，叫《中国中药资源名录》。
Next, I will share with you something about the TCM resources in China. After 10 years of work, Chinese academician Mr. Huang Luqi and his team finished this book. It's named the category of the traditional Chinese medicine resources in China.
这本书详细记载了我们中国的药用资源，现在大概有18817种。其中分为动物、植物、菌类和矿物4大类。
And in this book, it recorded about 18,817 kinds of medicinal resources in China, including plants, animals, and minerals.
其中植物类药材是最多的，有15321种。
And among which there are 15,321 medicinal plant species in this book.
我专门还选择了一部分植物药，跟咱们东盟国家的药材有很多的契合度，比如说八角、罗汉果、三七等等。
And I selected here some plants which are also commonly used in ASEAN countries. For example, the star anise and Grosvenorus.
另外，动物药材我们记载了2517种，这里面我们南方药比较多的就是我们的广地龙，还有一些有毒的这个蜈蚣之类的。
And also here is more than 2,517 medicinal animal species in this book. For example, the most famous one is earthworm, and the pictures are listed here. The centipede.
第3类就是菌类药物，菌类药物在我们中药里面占了比重还是比较多的，现在记载了有826种。
The third part is the fungi medicinal resources. There are more than 800 species.
其中比较有名的，比如说冬虫夏草，还有我们的灵芝。
灵芝 is the most famous one.
第4大类就是我们的矿物药啊。昨天在巡展的时候，我也看到咱们太医药这里面展示的，也有一部分的矿物药。
The fourth part is the medicinal mineral resources. Yesterday, I also saw some types in the exhibition center.
在矿物药的使用上面，中医在里面用的量控制的比较严格，有一部分是外用为主。
We have very strict restrictions on the use of the minerals used in the TCM.
共记载了153种。
Or normally for external use, about 153 kind.
在中药资源里面，我们药用植物资源占用了比例比较大，占用了81%。其中呢有3000多种是我们中国特有的物种。
Among the medicinal resources, there are about 8% of them are plants.
中国呢也一直很重视药用资源的保护，出版了我们中国药用植物的一个红皮书。
And the Chinese government also attach great importance to the protection about the medicinal resources in China, and we have published a red cover list.
其中记载了464种，红皮书的物种，按照级别不同，分了6个级别。
And the red list of the medicinal resources documents 464 endangered medicinal resources, medicinal plant species.
中国在保护药用资源的过程当中，也严格的按照国际的一些法规，包括我们的中国的法律法规，还有一些各个机关单位出版的一些保护办法。
And China also established a comprehensive system for the conservation of the TCM resources, encompassing a legal framework for the protection and management of biological resources.
中国的各省区根据的资源保护的情况，也出台了相关的保护办法。比如说我们广西，我是广西药用植物园的，所以说广西也专门在2014年出台了这个广西的野生药用资源的保护办法。
And many provinces in China also have their own regulations and policies in targeting the protection of the resources. For example, Guangxi also released some laws.
保护的方式呢，我们中国做是有2大方面，一个是就地保护，建立保护区。
We have two main methods to protect. The first one is to establish protection areas.
这个关于保护区的建设，除了我们国内在做以外，我们现在也和老挝也在商讨，在老挝也建立一些传统药物资源的保护小区。
In terms of the medicinal resources protection areas, not only we are doing in China, but also now we are cooperating with the Laos to establish some natural resources in Laos.
另外一种保护方式就是迁地保护，主要是建立药用植物园，通过活体、离体和种子的方式进行保存。
Another method is to establish the medicinal the botanical garden of medicinal plants. We transplanting the plant seed and to the living specimens to establish the areas.
截止到现在，我们中国呢建立药用植物园大概有80个药用植物园。
Up to now, China has established over 80 medicinal botanical gardens.
这个根据中国的不同的气候带，进行了一个网状化的一个分布。
And they distribute in different areas in China according to different climate.
现在迁地保护的物种有8000多种。
And now we have conserved more than 8,000 kinds of species in China.
在利用方面，我们是这样考虑的，因为现在我们中药资源比较多，但是呢，常用的药材大概有600种左右。
In terms of the utilization of these resources, although we have plenty of resources, but now we have only 600 kinds of materials.
用量比较大的大概有300多种，这300多种药材，我们又通过人工种植方式来解决它的生产量的需求。
And we use some artificial ways to plant the most commonly used materials in China.
另外一种方式就是说，有些药材的生长条件比较苛刻，比如说我们现在图片里面的药材，它生长在岩石里面，生物量、生长周期都比较长。我们通过人工技术进行人工繁殖，进行大规模的人工种植来解决它的原料问题。
The pictures I listed here is for some plants which requires a strict living environment. So we need to use some technologies and some artificial ways to help it grow.
举的例子，这2味药材主要是治肝病特别有效的，在抗肝癌这方面都比较有效的。我们现在深入研究的比较多。
The plant on my slide is to cure some liver disease.
另外的应用就是说，是我们药用资源有一部分是用到药食同源，既可以做药物，又可以做食物的，进行了一个食药同源的开发。
Another important use for the medicinal resources is to use the homology of the medicine and food, which can be used as food and also as medicine.
比如说我们常见的这些水果，实际上在我们中药里面又是一味药材，又是一种水果，很好的一个滋补的方式。包括一些罗汉果，咱们我看这边也都有，包括我们喝的一些茶饮，这个绞股蓝，实际上都是既可以做药物，又可以做饮品、食物的一些例子。
For example, some fruit such as longan and some herbal tea, which can use as a medicine, also for health care product.
另外一个用途就是说，我们南方尤其是南药，这里面做香料的特别多，而且咱们东盟国家用香料也特别多，所以说我们这一块的话，在香料的开发和应用上面也做了很多的工作。
The third part is to use as the aromatic plant, which can be used as some products, also are commonly used in ASEAN countries.
比如说我们做的比较多的，比如八角、桂皮的一些提取物。
For example, something we extract from the cinema and the anisses.
这是一些香料啊，这个一些的种植和采收的一些图 图片。
And these are some aromatic plants.
第三个部分这个第二部分主要讲一下这个资源的问题。第三个部分主要讲一下我们传统药这个中医药在治疗里面坚持的一些理念、方式、方法和一些手段。
And my third part will focus on the application of the TCM resources, including the method and some theories we pursued.
提起中医药，我们不得不提一个我们比较有名的一个医师，叫扁鹊。
The physicians I list here is Bian Chue, which is very famous in Chinese history.
实际上，中医的理念是治胃病是治胃病的理念，就是我们扁鹊这个大医师来推广的一个理念。
He is the first person in Chinese history which put forward the theory of the preventive diseases.
在我们中医系统里面提到了3个层级，最高的层级就是我们称为上医的，就是治胃病，就是说是在你没有得病之前就能够得到很好的指导，避免你生病，这是最高明的医疗手段。
In TCM theory, we have 3 levels for treating the diseases. The first one is the superior physician who treats disease before it arises.
第二个阶段也有中级阶段，就是说在你得病的初期，通过望闻问切，能够拿准你的病因进行干预，使你不要你得大病，在小病阶段就能够得到很好的控制。
The second level is for the middling physicians which treat the disease about to arise. He will use some four method to treat the disease.
第3个阶段就是说是在控制不住的情况下，病情越来越严重，这会浪费大量的资源和身体的损害。
And the third level is for the inferior physicians which treat the disease which already manifest. So we have to control the progress of the disease.
所以我们中医的理念是治胃病，也就是第1个阶段，尽可能的有一个养生的理念，让大家不得病，即使得也是得小病。
So the TCM pursued the first level to treat the disease before it arises, to control and to prevent it.
中医药的第2个内容呢，就是辨证施治的问题。
Another important theory for TCM is the pattern differentiation and treatment.
中医认为，我们每一个人生长的环境不一样，所以会造成不同的体质。每个体质在治疗的过程当中，不能够采用同一种方法，而是根据体质的不同来采用不同的方式来治病，这就叫做这个辨证施治的理念。
The constitution theory is a key concept that categorizes our individuals into different types according to the environment for some physical conditions we have.
我们中医比较认可的就是现在我们的体质大概分为9种体质，这里面因为比较复杂，我不再一一的介绍。比如说我们的一些阴虚、阳虚这个痰湿等等这些症状，都是不同的体质造成的。
To name a few, there are some, for example, the yin deficient constitution, yang deficient constitution, which arises because of different constitutions of the individuals.
举一个简单的体质，就是说咱们有一个痰湿体质，它描述得很清楚，就是这种体质，即使喝水都能够长胖的一个体质。
I would like to give you one example is a phlegm dampness constitutions. For people who have these constitutions, even he drink water, it will get fatter.
这种体质就是体内的湿气，按照中医来讲，体内的湿气过多，无法排除，导致里面的代谢出现了紊乱。
It caused by the dampness in the body.
针对这种体质，我们中医就是以除湿、运动为主。这样的话，经过调理以后，把湿气排掉以后，体重自然就会下降，而不是一味的用药物来进行这个降低减少体重。
For the phlegm dampness constitution people, the traditional Chinese medicine theory will focus on them to eliminate the dampness in the body and to do more exercises, not even just use some medicines to cure.
另外就是我们这个中药的第三个方面，就是选择药材很严苛的，因为我们中国的这个跨的纬度比较大，从热带到寒带， 都含的有，所以每个区域的药材的品质是不一样的，所以说我们讲究的是道地性。
Now I would like to share with you the Daodi authentic medicines in TCM theory because China is very range. It covers different climate roles. So when we choose the TCM medicines, we will consider several regional conditions of the medicines.
比如说这个图片里面，这个左手边呢是川芎，川芎的话是在四川省产的是最好的，在其他省产的也有，但是呢品质就比较差一些。
For example, the picture I listed here is Sichuan Chuanxiong rhizome, which is this medicine in Sichuan has the higher quality.
右边这个人参也是在我们中国的北方。东北那个区域产生的才品质是最好的，其他地方种出来的也能种，但是呢品质就会差很多。
And for ginseng, which we collected from the northeast of China, which was the best one.
在我们中国讲的就是药材好，药材好才能有疗效。
And there's a famous saying in our China: when you choose the best medicine, can get the best infection.
第三个特点就是我们中药这一块讲究的是配伍药，单味成药的比较少，都是由几味药合到一起形成一个组方。
Another principle of the application of the TCM medicine is we attach the importance to the composition of each medicines to use them together.
讲究的是君臣佐使，实际上这个不好翻译。我举个简单例子，就像打仗一样，我们这边有统帅、有将军、有士兵来共同来攻克一个高地，就是相当于这个我们的主方就是这种模式来解决疾病的。
We have a principle named monarchy, minister, assistant, and envoy principle. Just like an army, they have the leader and they have the soldiers. Each one in the army have their roles in the war.
比如说这个我们的比较有名的六味地黄丸这个中成药，其中它的统帅就是我们的熟地黄，他们的将军就是山茱萸和山药。
For example, one medicine they will have a monarchy medicine which is the main medicine we use to cure the disease. For example, the 六味地黄丸. This is a Chinese medicine.
比较有名的安宫牛黄丸也是这样的组方。
And for the 安宫牛黄丸, an emergency formula in China, which we also pursue such a principle, we have different medicines to compose it together.
下一步我们就简单的介绍一下我们这个新药的挖掘上面。实际上我们有很多传统的本草记载。产生的一些新药，比如说在青蒿素的发现上，也是通过我们比较经典的一些本草来挖掘出来的。
In terms of the herbal medicine in China, there's one way we recorded. We know, for example, the artemisinin was discovered from the classic works.
另外还有一种就是传统的一些药物的一些新的用法，比如说我们的金银花。包括我们的这个板蓝根，它不单可以用作药物，而且现在也开发出一些饮品、食品。
And also we will discover some new kind of applications through the traditional herbals. For example, they can be not only used to cure the disease, but also for healthcare products.
第三个方面就是关于创新药的开发，就是这一次疫情，我们中国贡献了3药3方，就是从传统药方里面经过改良形成的一个新药，所以说这几个药在抗疫过程中立下了汗马功劳，不但是中国人民这个大量的使用，而且是跟国际上也有一些贡献。
And for newly discovered traditional Chinese herbal medicine, here I listed 3 medicines which contribute a lot in the COVID-19 epidemic.
最后提一个问题啊，实际上现在我们也是面临的这个问题，我们现在正在大量的开展这个工作。一方面就是药用资源需要大力的保护，另外随着这个人类对高水平生活的要求，对 药用资源的利用渠道越来越多。除了用药开发药物，另外还有很多健康的产品，还有一些化妆品、饮品，包括养殖业用的饲料、兽药，都来源于很多药用资源，这就出现了药用资源保护和利用的矛盾体。
But here we need to thinking about a question, the challenging we are facing about the traditional Chinese medicine resources with the sowing health, the need with the need of the resources are getting more intense.
所以说我们现在就在考虑两个方向，一个就是通过这个种植技术，大量的通过 GAP 的方式，种植规模化种植一些常备的大宗的药材来满足原料的需求。
So we now will use some planting method to solve this problems.
另外一种方式就是工业化使用，就是我们通过分子生物学手段，经过遗传改良、这个遗传转化、生物合成的方式来获取我们想要的有效成分，来使用到其他的工业产品里面去。
Apart from the traditional plantation method, we'll also use some modern biotechnological ways to improve the production of the plant. For example, the genetic improvement method.
这两项工作也是我们药用植物园在做的工作。如果咱们在座的有些同志科研院所感兴趣的话，我们可以保持好联系。
And these two directions are what guiding our botanical garden of medicinal plants to work. And I also welcome all the cooperation from different institutions here.
好，最后我花几分钟的时间谈一下我们对外交流合作的情况。这几年呢，我们广西药用植物园一直是对外交流做的比较多的工作。
My last part will focus on the foreign exchange and cooperation. In recent years, the Guangxi Botanical Garden of Medicinal Plants has done a lot of to promote the development of traditional medicines not only in China but also abroad.
这个中国外交部专门授予我们广西药用植物园的一个中国东盟传统医药交流合作中心的这个职能，我们对面向东盟开展了很多的传统药物的一些合作。
Relying on the China ASEAN Exchange and Cooperation Center, which was approved by the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, China, we have conducted a lot of cooperations and collaborations with institutions in ASEAN countries in recent years.
这些年来，我们广西承办了很多国际会议和一些培训班。我相信咱们在座的有些同志也参加过我们的会议和培训班。
During the past decades, we have hosted several international conferences on traditional medicine, and also some training courses. And I believe several audience experts here participate our conference and training courses before.
最后举一个我们合作比较深入的例子，我们和老挝，咱们布能院长也在会场。这几年我们跟老挝在传统药物上合作比较多，一方面就是帮我们一起来进行了一个资源的调查。
And our cooperation with the Laos become a typical example, which gained a reputation and speak highly of by the two governments of our two countries. And today, Dr. Bulan also attend our conference, and these pictures I select here is what we have done in the past years.
这个调查的结果以后，我们联合又出版了老挝的国家药典上面。
We have sent we have sent some experts to the Laos to conduct the resources survey, and we also published the Lao pharmacopoeia with the Laos.
为他们也培训了一批这个用于传统药物研究的一些人员。
And we also conduct some training courses for the technical persons in the Laos.
现在呢，我们正在做老挝药典的第二卷。
Now we are working on the Lao Pharmacopoeia Volume 2 the work.
另外还在策划老挝国家药用植物园的建设。
And we're also planning for the future construction about the Lao National Botanical Garden of Medicinal Plants.
这样的合作对双方都产生了比较好的影响。
And I believe such a collaboration will be beneficial for to our both of our two sides.
这几年我们跟印度尼西亚这个包括泰国等这个也在药用植物的保育技术上面有所交流。
And in terms of the medicinal resources, conservation technologies, we also maintain a good relations with institutions in Indonesia and also in Malaysia and some other ASEAN countries.
最后呢，真诚的邀请咱们在座的各位专家能够跟我们这个多交流，能够形成很好的合作，来共同推动我们传统医药事业的发展。
And to conclude, I warmly welcome all the experts from ASEAN countries to cooperate with us in terms of the resources protection and utilization, and to promote the development of traditional medicine in the future.
谢谢大家。
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Zhang, for your insightful presentation on China with traditional medicine resource. Okay, so we may proceed to the next speaker, and this is the last speaker of this morning session. This will be discussed on the integrative approaches from Thai traditional medicine for NCD, current role and experience sharing. Please welcome Associate Professor Dr. Pawit Akaraserenon, Head of the Sivira Center of Applied Thai Traditional Medicine, Silas Hospital, Mahidol University. Dr. Pawit is a Doctor of Medicine from Silas Hospital, Mahidol University, and holds a PhD in pharmacology from the University of London. He founded an inflammation research group at Silas Hospital and played a pivotal role in advancing herbal medicine research as Deputy Head of the Sivira Center of Applied Thai Traditional Medicine in 2003. In 2015, he established the metabolomics platform at Silas Hospital, significantly enhancing research capabilities. Since 2017, Dr. Pawit has served as the head of Sirat SI-CAT-TTM, and in 2018, he was appointed Director of the WHO Collaborating Center for Traditional Medicine. His current work focuses on multi-omics analysis, big data application in personalized medicine, and AI platform development for Thai traditional medicines. Please welcome Associate Professor Dr. Pawit Akaraserenon.
Thank you very much, and I think that for a smooth presentation and a complete content as required, I will present in the video, and after that, any question I will discuss with you. Please. Firstly, I would like to thank the organizing committee for invitation. Today, I will be discussing integrative approach from Thai traditional medicine in managing non-communicable disease, sharing current role and experience. Let me briefly introduction about Sirat Center of Applied Thai Traditional Medicine, or SICATTM. At SICA-TTM, we are proud to be the leading institution in applied Thai general medicine, recognized as the first WHO Coaching Center for General Medicine in Thailand. We provide primary to tertiary healthcare service to 3 dedicated TTM clinics under International Service Qualification JCI, 2 herbal manufacturing units certified by PICS GMP, and offer comprehensive education program at the bachelor, master, and doctoral level under International Educational Qualification AUNQA. We also are the member of the Global User Network of General Medicine or GANTAM. Our vision is the leading educational and research institution in the field of Thai general medicine, join in driving traditional, complementary, and integrated medicine knowledge and service that impact on world health system. Align with faculty strategy, smart, innovative, and world changer, with our core value, quest, quality, excellence, and sustainability. We will do research and education, go to service and public guidance. Aim moving forward to precision medicine, intentional medicine for wellness and personalized lifestyles. Today, our presentation includes 3 main topics. First is the basic concept of Thai general medicine. Second, the role of TTM management in NCD. And third, case example, subsequently focus on DM, cancer, and stroke. Let's start with basic concept of Thai general medicine. TTM fundamentally view the human body through the lens of 4 elements: earth, water, wind, and fire. We can compare theory of body element in terms of Western medicine. For example, think about the vessel. In terms of Western medicine, the vessel is like the structure of anatomy, but in terms of TTM, it means the earth. In the vessel, have a blood inside. In terms of body element, is the water, and the move of blood for the circulation is mean the wind in terms of TTM. When the blood move, it's called the energy and body heat. That mean 5 element in terms of TTM. If the 4 elements are in the imbalanced state, we will get sick. Illness arises when there is an imbalance in this body element, influenced by internal factors like age, behavior, and change in body element, and external factors such as seasonal change, environmental condition, and lifestyle habit. Diagnosis in TTM involve detailed history taking and physical examination to identify imbalance in body element. Treatment aim to restore this balance using herbal medicine, traditional maneuver, and lifestyle adjustment. Let's now explore the role of TTM specifically in managing NCD, followed by the detailed case study on DM, cancer, and stroke. The most prevalent NCD in Thailand are DM, cancer, hypertension, stroke, coronary artery or CAD, and COPD. The role of TTM management in NCD include preventive measures like risk factor modification and health promotion, early detection and management with screening and treatment, and supportive long-term care through patient education and chronic disease management. The use of integrative medicine that combine standard Western treatment with TTM service guideline under TTM principle and evidence-based medicine, emphasizing quality, safety, efficacy, and continued knowledge development. We will now examine detailed case example DM, cancer, and stroke. Starting with DM. Let's begin understanding DM from both TTM and Western perspective. In TTM, diabetes is described as a condition marked by sweet urine attacking ants. Western medicine defines diabetes by insufficient insulin production or inefficient insulin utilization, with clinical measurement like high glucose level in blood and urine. According to TTM, diabetes results from an imbalance affecting the 5 elements, causing symptoms such as eat a lot, weight loss, and thirsty, leading to affect other body elements such as wind element, causing itching and numbness, water element, causing frequent urination. TTM treatment based on body element principle test theory include herbal medicine, single herb or formula, maneuver like massage and hot herbal compress, and lifestyle and behavioral adjustment guided by the Thammanamai concept. In addition, interdisciplinary collaborative care integrated TTM practitioner with Western doctor, nurse, pharmacist, dietitian, and psychologist to provide comprehensive diabetic care in Thailand. There is a model called Center for Life Care or สถานชีววิบาล in Thai name. Here, the example case, Thai female aged 57 years. She come with sharp pain and feeling burn in leg and feet and had a cramp at night. TTM doctor found the pitting edema grade 1 and neuropathy. Total symptom score 6 equal to 5 and had an elevated blood sugar level. From patient information, TTM doctor analyzed that cause effect to 5 element first and show the problem at the other element, especially effect to the wind element in the TTM concept. So, TTM doctor plan to prescribe herbal medicine to rebalance the 5 element and moderate other element. Give the cord tight Thai massage. When we press on the muscle will relax. When muscle relax, it will increase distribute of the wind. Having a foot bath to rebalance the wind element. And last, TTM doctor give the advice in diet, behavior and exercise. Remark that this patient continue to take anti-hyperglycemic drug. At the TTM result after 4-week treatment show that this patient is decreasing in feeling sharp pain, burn, cramp and numbness, and the NTSS6 score improved. In summary, this is an example case of neurotic pain in a diabetic patient treated with herbal medicine, massage and herbal foot bath. After 4 weeks, significant improvement was noted in pain and numbness. This exercise is called ก้าวตาก้าวเต้น that TTM doctor prescribe to improve the circulation and promote healthier. For example, the taste of food that TTM doctor recommend to the patient include the bitter and plain cool taste are for balance the 5 element. To balance the wind, use the hot taste and sour taste to balance water element. This is an example Thai food for the patient. For example, hummingbird flower soup is had sour taste from tamarind juice, bitter taste for hummingbird flower and spicy taste from chili paste so it can balance 3 elements in your body. Therefore, exercise such as ก้าวตาก้าวเต้น and specific dietary recommendation tailored to patient need and elemental imbalance significantly support the management plan. Next is example of evidence-based research support the use of TTM in DM management. This slide showing clinical study on cord tight Thai massage can reduce neurotic pain. This slide shows TTM anti-hypoglycemic drug called มัทุระเมหะ herbal formula trend to decrease blood sugar level with safety profile. The further study on the mechanism of action will help to understand how to combination therapy with Western anti-hyperglycemic drug. Another is Moringa oleifera leaf show trend to decrease blood sugar level with safety profile. However, further study on the mechanism of action is needed. In summary, a moment almost herb as showing in this slide are used as supplement for DM with varying of evidence. For non-herbal, there is evidence of clinical trial show herbal food bath can reduce numbness, but the level of evidence is 3. Further study on quality clinical study design it need to prove this effect. This is a table summary research highlight including clinical study on cord tight Thai massage and herbal formula demonstrating effectiveness in reducing neurotic pain and blood sugar level with variety level of evidence from phase 2 clinical trial. Further study on mechanism of action for combination therapy and quality clinical study design is need to prove their effects. In summary, TTM management of diabetes integrated well with Western medicine, focusing on herbal therapy, maneuver and behavioral improvement to rebalance body element and improve patient outcome. Next is the role of TTM in cancer. Let's begin by understanding cancer from both TTM and Western perspective. In Thai word, cancer is มะเร็ง In TTM cancer is described as a condition might be chronic abscess, untreated chronic condition, spoil เลือด and น้ำเหลือง inflammation, chronic bruise. มะเร็ง in TTM is not all a cancer in Western medical term. Most มะเร็ง in TTM is skin disorder. Western medicine define cancer as abnormal cell growth, uncontrollable, go beyond their unusual boundary to invade adjoining part of the body and or spread to other organ. So you can see, in terms of meaning of cancer, TTM and Western medicine is quite different. TTM role in cancer most common use in GI, musculoskeletal and neuromuscular condition as supportive and symptomatic treatment. TTM treatment based on body element principle and test theory include herbal medicine, single herb or formula, manual, light massage and hot herbal compress, and lifestyle and behavioral adjustment guided by the Tamanamai concept. As you know, Thailand allows the use of cannabis. The role of cannabis in cancer is symptomatic treatment and palliative care. The available evidence is quite limited. More studies are needed on the role of cannabis in cancer. In addition, interdisciplinary collaborative care integrated TTM practitioner with Western doctor, nurse, pharmacist, dietitian, and psychologist to provide comprehensive cancer care. In Thailand, there is a model called Center for Life Care or Satan Chöiban in Thai name. Here is the example case of TTM in cancer. This case is 78 years male with CA bone metastasis in palliative care ward. The doctor consulted TTM doctor about his knee pain and swelling. He has palliative performed mass scale equal to 20. TTM doctor found inflammation, sign and limit knee range of motion. From patient information, his problem has attacked to all elements as shown. TTM doctor planned the treatment as supportive role. The TTM doctor gave a massage and hot herbal compress to stimulate the flow of wind and help to relieve the swelling. Also gave the cold herbal paste to decrease the influence of fire element. TTM doctor continued done the treatment 3 times per week until the patient discharged. The results show that he has better quality of life, pain, swelling, restlessness, and hot improve, and do not have any side effect. Here is research evidence to support the use of multidisciplinary including TTM approach in cancer. In summary, TTM role in cancer is integrated well with Western doctor, focusing on herbal therapy, manual and behavioral improvement to decrease pain and anxiety and improve quality of life. Next is the role of TTM in stroke. In TTM, stroke is described as condition the imbalanced functioning of the wind element. Western medicine defines stroke by blood flow to the brain. It disturbed either by a blockade or a ruptured vessel. Turning now to stroke management, TTM emphasizes rebalanced wind element disrupt in stroke, integrated with Western medicine to rehabilitating patient and enhance quality of life. TTM role in stroke, most common use in GI, musculoskeletal and neuromuscular condition as symptomatic and supportive treatment. TTM treatment based on body element principle and test theory include herbal medicine such as single herb or formula, manual, light massage and hot herbal compress. This slide presents the conceptual framework for intermediate care or IMC, highlighting the collaboration between hospital-based and community-based care system. On the left side, we see the hospital setting, which includes specialized units such as the rehabilitation ward, the geriatric ward, and the primary care unit. These are managed by a multidisciplinary team that include doctor, nurse, and allied health professionals working alongside TTM practitioners. On the right, the focus shifts to home and community setting, where services such as home health care and community care are provided. These services are managed by a multidisciplinary team, including TTM doctor, emphasize outlet, continuity of care, and cultural sensitivity. Let's start with the example case. This case is 55 years male with acute ischemic stroke with right hemiparesis in post-stroke ward. After daily round, TTM doctor found that he has numbness and weakness at right side with spasticity, also limit the range of motion of elbow and knee, feeling cold touch at both feet, and pain score equal to 5. For this case, major problem is attack to wind element and then effect to another element. So, TTM doctor plan together with another interdisciplinary staff. Our TTM goal are restore muscle strength, reduce pain, and rebalance body element. TTM doctor done the Thai massage with hot herbal compress to rebalance the wind flow and relieve muscle stiffness and advise the way of state relief and lifestyle modification when stay in ward. The treatment gave along with physical and occupational therapy. The results show that his pain and joint stiffness are decreased. In summary, this case study on hemiparesis treatment include massage and hot herbal compress to restore muscle strength, reduce pain, and rebalance body element, showing significant improvement after 4 weeks. Here is research evidence to support the use of Thai massage approach in stroke. In conclusion, TTM has role in stroke rehabilitation, particularly to herbal medicine, manual, and supportive treatment, emphasizing interdisciplinary collaboration for effective patient care. Thus, TTM had multifaceted role in managing NCD across all stages of care, prevention, treatment, and long-term care. TTM contribute to health promotion through lifestyle adjustment guided by principles such as Thamanamai and dietary recommendation based on medical tests. This practice aims to prevent disease by maintaining internal balance and enhancing the immune system. TTM serve a supportive role alongside standard medical intervention. Therapeutic modality such as herbal medicine and traditional maneuver are applied to relieve symptoms, reduce inflammation, and restore function, especially in early stage of NCD or during symptom flare. For long-term care, TTM is applied in chronic disease management, palliative care, and education and counseling. This includes continuous use of herb and body-based therapy, along with emotional and lifestyle support to empower patients and improve quality of life. Alongside the integrated model, where TTM complements standard Western medical treatment to enhance outcome. TTM is the art. TTM is not massage. TTM is not herb. TTM is the art of treating, enhancing, preventing, and rehabilitating health with Thai wisdom, Thai culture, and Thai way of life. Our center will develop knowledge of Thai traditional medicine based on Thai wisdom and culture for society. Thank you.
Okay, so that's my message. Would like to convey to you that I think this the practice for the Thai medicine in the NCD. Just for the example, actually it's the more than this, but I try to summarize for the briefly concept here. Any you can share all the question, please.
If no question, thank you, Dr. Paris, for your sharing those valuable insights on integrative approach in Thai traditional medicines. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now break for lunch. We'll be back promptly for our afternoon session at 1 p.m. Please enjoy your meals and return on time. Thank you. For speaker, we have lunch box for you. It's in front of the meeting room. You can choose. There are two types of the lunch box. Okay. You can have the lunchbox in front of the meeting room and bring it back to the room for eating inside.